We have an awesome show for you guys today.
The greatest eventer of all time.
Good news for the sport. Welcome to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. We have a great show, as always. The fans are on. Rick is happy. We're going to just check in with Horse Trailer Pros, and we'll be right back to get to it. Want to advertise on the John and Rick Show? Contact John at 352-875-8622.
Or call Rick at 850-879-2649.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. John, we have a great show.
We do, and you did a really good job bringing us in. You didn't fumble it like I did. You were smooth, and that's super impressive.
Is it because I had mouth surgery?
Yeah, you're not feeling 100%. I think everybody needs to know that Rick is here fighting through injury.
Yeah. I was here for the interview with still the same thing.
I know.
But it seems like it's gotten a little bit more painful. But I got new teeth.
Yeah, and they look awesome.
Thank you.
Like you look, I mean, you always have looked like
No, I look like a rabbit.
incredibly young.
No,
and fit.
I look like
I think they've taken minimum 10 years off.
It was called long in the tooth.
You were long in the tooth. I've got a
Not
couple
anymore,
horses like that.
Because
Yeah, they look
so great show.
I've got teeth envy.
No, you have really good teeth. I heard bad pubes, but good teeth.
Jeez, are you kidding me? Right now?
Here we go. So the show entails a guy from Equibrew that
Yes.
came over from New Zealand.
Yep.
Andre Prassinos.
Good job.
Andre is the guy that supplies me, the U.S. distributor, with all this great Equibrew. And you're going to hear in the segment, we don't have to talk about it now, all about Equibrew.
Yeah.
And live brew and calf brew and pet brew and all the brews.
I love brews.
Yeah, brew's the way to go.
Brew is the way to go for sure.
We also have, who on the show?
Major Jeremy Beal comes in, so I was able to sit down with Jeremy, and he takes us basically through his whole life in
Right.
horses. He has just written a new memoir, which he's going to tell us a little bit about. That actually I got a little sneak peek of, and it's pretty cool.
That's cool. Well, tell everybody who else in the Beale family.
So we've got his
Will we
daughter,
know?
Susie Beal, who
Yep.
we all know if we're in the eventing world in North America for sure. And then his granddaughter, Amanda
Beale.
Clement. She's been on some of the under 25 lists,
Yeah,
I believe.
that's
and
cool.
Is
Well, I can't-
a really nice rider. So it's a whole horse family.
Yeah, you
family.
took that one on yourself, and you did a great job, so thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
was there ever a doubt?
No,
Right, exactly.
never a doubt. We have some results.
Yeah, so.
You know, we were, Briggs and I were at the Fork. 4 Short was run there.
Yep.
Lots of people, Boyd, Caroline, Philip wasn't there.
No, Phillips at Plantation.
Yep, Plantation, which now we have the results for as well.
Yep.
So, did we talk about the Fork? We're talking about Plantation. Look at me. We already did Fork. Now we're doing Plantation.
Right.
All right. So, talk about the Plantation results, because that was a big.
Did you pull them up? Because I didn't pull them up.
That was a big class.
Hold on.
I know that Philip won.
Yeah, Philip won.
I do know that Boyd was second on Luke 140.
Yes, he was.
Third was Caroline Pamuchku, which I got confirmation last night at dinner, didn't I, Briggs?
You did.
I got it, and they said, go back and tell John.
I don't buy that.
It's not Chew, it's Pamuchku.
Pamuchku.
Yeah. I had Luann with us. She goes, oh no, John's wrong.
Luann, I don't believe you.
So
Only because I can't be wrong.
She's staying in Caroline's house right now. So
Pamuchku. Okay, all right. I stand
Pamuchku.
corrected. It's happened twice now.
Good. Anyway, so she was third on HSH Blake.
Yes. I'm pulling up. Oh, this is
and so while you're doing that, there was a lot of horses entered at Plantation. I mean, a lot. A lot of 3-star horses, a lot of 4-star horses. Again, Plantation was popular, and it looked like it went off really well. It was live streamed. I got to watch a little bit. You?
I did not watch, but I did see like videos of it since it's such a beautiful event. Peter Gray was there.
Yep.
I talked to him afterward because he hadn't been there. I don't know if he's ever been there.
Really?
Like to that particular venue. And he said it was great. The courses were beautiful. Everybody rode really well. And it's just such an impressive place to go.
Well, the big thing that also happened was European Championships.
Yeah, so I've got that.
European Championships was won by Laura.
Yeah, I got her here. Laura Collette on London 52. And, I mean, really, was there ever a doubt? That's who I picked.
Did you?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Did we do
picks? I did. You're on medication, so you don't remember these things. But
I hope I was on medication.
And then Michael Young, and I think actually that's probably the one. Those were the two horses, right?
Yeah,
like you were thinking it's going to be.
Sure.
It's going to be.
Who was third?
Was JL Dublin.
Yep.
Tom McEwen.
Tommy.
And then the one that I actually was really happy for was Calvin Bachman, because he came in 4th place. He's had a really good run since Kentucky. I know Kentucky did not go the way he wanted, and then he took some heat at Kentucky, which we've talked about in the past, so I suppose we don't really need to get into it. But I was happy to see that was kind of a one-off, that it didn't go his way on the cross country, because he's had a really good string of competitions since then, and to go to the Europeans and finish 4th and have Germany bring home the gold medal in the Europeans as well is pretty cool.
It is cool. I mean, unfortunately, England had 2 falls cross country, and that was my favorite horse, Halo, and Piggy March.
Yeah.
And Bubby Upton and another gray horse.
Yes. And yes, Briggs.
England had 3 falls.
On the team?
No,
2
on the team.
1 individual. Right.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks for that decisive input.
Yeah, that's good. That's why we have you mic'd now. And we have Briggs on the mic now. He can chime in anytime he wants.
So anybody out there, if you want to call in live, you can, and we'll ask a question. Oh, you can't do that.
No, I've been thinking about a way to do that, though. Like if we could set up. So, all right, so I have an idea.
Yeah, Zoom it while we're doing it.
No, we'll set up a voicemail line. I don't think it's difficult to do. A number where they just call in just to a voicemail, and they can leave voicemails with questions.
And we can
and then we
play
can
the
play
message,
a message, and then we can talk about it. This is like,
well, they could do it on our own phones.
I guess we could. That's a good point. Yeah, that would be pretty simple to do.
But
I'm just assuming we're going to get, because this is an incredibly popular show, hundreds of phone calls.
Well, great. That makes
or at
us
least
feel popular.
2 or 3.
Yeah. I think we can open the lines.
Okay, so should we do that for the next
sure.
show? All right, so here's what we're going to do. For our next show, you can call me at 352-875-8622. If I answer, say, don't answer. Let me go to voicemail, and then I'll hang up. And then
Or
you
what you do is send a text saying, hey, John, I'm going to call from this number, and leave a message.
Yeah. Also, realistically, I probably won't answer.
Yeah. I will, so do the text first, 850-879-2649.
And then...
Because I'm a nice guy, and I take everybody's call.
Well, I'm not.
Unless your name is spam.
Right.
So back to the Europeans.
Right, sorry, okay. So I was shocked watching Piggy, she looked to me like she had a good shot into that water.
Halo was amazing.
She was right on the 4 strides.
He wanted to go at 3.
And he just left.
He left and came back down.
Yes. And to his credit, he didn't go down, but poor Piggy was like, there was much she was going to do.
I was watching it go 1, 2. Oh.
Whoa. Yeah, it was a bummer. So that was too bad.
That's too bad.
That was
Great
too bad for
Britain was right in the hunt as they should have been. And unfortunately, I mean, they were first and third. So had Piggy and Bubby finished, I'm sure it would have been a fight out for the gold.
But it does once again
show you that dressage is not the end game.
Correct.
Yeah.
It is about cross country. It is still the heart of the sport. I think that's what we want. Right. So
I think that's great. So Plantation, were you pulling the score?
I was trying, but I can't.
We did the top 3.
I can't work technology.
It's okay. We did the top 3, which is really cool. I think that led us into the U.S. Open eventing finals. It's happening at Morven Park in Virginia, October 8th through the 12th. And that is going to be fun. It's the inaugural event all year long since Morven last year. People needed to compete in a 4-star short to qualify. They're also doing running points on a point system for 1st through 6th to place 1st, 2nd, 3rd going into the finals with 50,000, 25,000, and I think 10,000. I think Philip is winning that right now. I think, and I'm guessing, this is not true news. This is a guess news.
No, this is.
Oh, you
fact.
got it?
I got Plantation results.
Oh, okay. We'll come back to that.
Perfect. We'll go back to.
Yeah, we'll go back to that. And so the other thing is just cumulative points that go into what they're going to do there is start reverse order go for dressage, and it's based on 3 tiers. If you did a two 4-star shorts and 1 4-long, you're in the 1st tier group of those points. Those will be the first placed, and then it goes to 2 scores and 1 score. Anyway, that's going to happen. I don't have the Morven entry list yet.
That's what I'm trying to find.
But Briggs does have, I was right on the first 3, correct?
Philip and Passante.
Yep.
Boyd and Commando.
Yep. Oh, it's Commando. Not Luke.
Caroline and Blake.
Caroline and Blake. And then what about the 3-star top 3?
Alyssa Phillips.
Oh, on a
Rocket.
rocket. That horse is cool. Go ahead.
Shannon Lilly.
On her 5-star horse.
Hindenhoven.
Yep.
And then Buck Davidson and Sarcoma.
A thoroughbred. Very good. All right, we got Plantation. What's your thoughts?
On Morven or on Plantation? Or just on
Plantation.
life in general?
Plantation, you kind of give your insights on Plantation. Let's talk about Morven. What do you think? You're not going.
I'm not going to Morven. I think it's super exciting. I am thrilled. I think it's just so good for the sport, don't you?
Yeah, $200,000.
Yeah. And it's going to be live streamed. There's a really good team. The team that did Kentucky. So
The
like
filming-
through
the filming
it's
crew.
USEF network, and basically that crew is going to be there. So the whole
Why did they
production
hire
should
you
be
for
really
commentary?
good. I don't know. We change it up. You can't always be swinging for home runs.
I don't know.
Sometimes singles, doubles is where to go. No, it's a good team, and I'm excited for them.
Good.
And I'm excited to be able to sit back and watch it, to be honest.
Good. Well, excellent. Well, we are heading up on Monday with the pony. We're going to go stay with Tim Burke at his farm. It's 30 minutes from Morven. Then we're going to get there, and then we'll do it. Elisa's going. I haven't looked at the entry list. Did you find it or no?
No, I couldn't find it. Briggs, you
Do
need
you
to
look
find
up the entry list for Morven?
This is why we have you.
So I, of course, I haven't been to Morven since
I haven't been to Morven in years.
Elisa ran. Well, I wasn't even there when she ran on the Leap of Faith mare. I haven't been there since the 90s.
Yeah, I've been there more recently than that,
You
but
were 2012, I think you said.
probably. Yeah, no, I think the last time I was there actually was probably 2011 because it would have been right before the Pan American Games. It was the last mandatory outing for the
Was
team,
there.
and we all ran.
Well, all I hear is it's tough.
Yeah, it is. I mean, historically, that's
tough.
a very tough cross country.
You know, and you don't want it to be hard, and you don't want it to be muddy. So
It's going to be muddy.
yeah, so typically it is.
Yeah.
Right. But I think muddy's better than hard.
Absolutely.
So we'll prepare for that and how it comes.
All right, Briggs has the entry list.
It's everybody who's going to be competing at Morven, not just the 4-star.
Okay, but so I guess the question is it pretty full?
I think so. I mean,
All you
like
do
big
is
entry.
look down the sides and count the 4s while we're sitting here. You can count how many 4s there are.
I'll be back.
All right, Briggs will be right back to us.
And
Aren't
then-
you thrilled that we gave you this promotion with no additional pay?
And then what pay?
Yeah, exactly.
Then what's the week after that?
Then we've got Maryland coming.
Are you going to Maryland?
I am maybe going to Maryland.
So who may be? Oh, Kurt.
Kurt,
Yeah.
but he
Okay.
had a little bit of a sore foot, so we missed a run, so we'll see.
See what's happened.
Yeah.
Well, good. Did you get to gallop today?
We
Or
did
gallop
Gal today,
somebody.
but he's working and doing his whole
Yeah.
thing. And we
Good.
were at WEC today jumping, so
Oh, how was that?
great.
Did you
I got to
jump?
jump in the Grand Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
What
great.
did you do? Meter.
Meter 15 today, we'll do meter 20 tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten back there in a bit. We need to
I'm
do that.
actually kind of hurt because it was on my social media today on Instagram. I put a beautiful video, and obviously,
You picked the wrong music for me to listen to.
you don't have to listen to music. Do you subscribe to me?
Oh, yeah. Come on. Of course I do.
Okay.
But I can do so much better on your music.
You like old people music. I can't help it that I'm young and hip and cool.
Yeah, it just makes you like a headbanger.
It's not a headbanger. It's like EDM.
Well, good for you.
Thank
Who
you.
did you take?
I had Zelda there. She was
Good.
great.
The best girl ever.
Absolutely.
Good.
So it was good.
How was her broom? Was her broom flying high?
Yes, the tail was flipping.
Good.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun. It was cool to jump in that big grand arena.
It is cool, isn't it?
So, all right. So, what are we thinking we have on Morbid entries ish?
38.
All right. And that's in the long.
That's in the 4 long.
Okay. I bet that gets bigger. I bet more people
Any
go.
standouts besides you?
I'm the only standout.
Right. That's true.
Well, 38, and there's 72 placings,
Right.
so that's pretty good. What other hot topics have been coming up here lately? I know Stable View's happening. This is when this airs, Stable View would have happened.
Yeah, we don't have Stable View results.
So we won't have results when you do hear this. This goes out next week, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I know Elisa's there, and a bunch of people are there. So another Stable View thing. Shout out to Luann, who owns a part of Caroline's horse HSH.
Yeah, Luann McElduff.
Connor.
She's awesome. Whose horse is it?
HSH.
No. Who's the rider?
Caroline Pamuchku.
Pamuchku, right. That's what I said. That's what I've always said. I don't know why you said Pamuchku.
Yeah. She came over for dinner last night. She's great fun.
Uh-huh.
And I talked her
She's
into getting on the stallion.
Oh, good.
She goes, I can get on him. I said, yes, anybody can.
Awesome.
I'm whispering.
Right.
So it's
Cool.
fun. So I'm excited. We're excited. You're excited. Everybody's excited.
I'm excited to hear from Equibrew. Andre Prassinos, which I just always massacre that name.
Prassinos.
Prassinos? Mm-hmm. Prassinos. I should know that. It's Greek.
Oh, let me say something about Equibrew. Can you grab?
Yeah.
So Andre did talk to me. Briggs, what the Kamawalan? What are they called? Gosh,
Don't
big
ask me
eyes.
to say that name.
I hate it when I ask a question. Kamalan? They're like the Mustangs in the United States.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he talks about them. But I did say this, everybody out there, we do have American Mustangs, which you should support and do. But we also have the New Zealand, I'm going to call it quote-unquote Mustangs, that are only a herd of 500.
Right.
So they are looking to get support for them. So I'm helping Andre come up with ideas.
Right.
And I told him he should do a QR code on here for donations.
Oh, totally.
And information about it. And I told him anything that lives where the Lord of the Rings
Right.
was filmed.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
I'd support it.
If you want a trip to go see the horses with the Lord of the Rings, wouldn't you?
I'd go to New
donate
Zealand for sure.
See?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Everybody, Kamala Wallen. You're not saying that right at all.
Okay.
But they're really beautiful horses. They go back to an Arab.
Don't they all?
Yeah. Well, exactly. And they've been there since the 1800s. They haven't been there forever. All right. So anyway, great show. Let's get going.
All right, let's go check it out. We will be right back with Andre Prassinos.
Equibrew, now available in the USA. It's a live probiotic that you feed daily to your horses. The live microbes go into your horse's gut and cleans up the gut wall, creating a healthy gut system.
Equibrew is an essential part of my feeding program. My horses love to eat it, and it does a really good job of promoting gut health and also good behavior and great performances.
It's something I recommend for all of your horses, no matter what they do in their careers.
It's so affordable, I can use it on all of my horses in the barn, not just my top horses.
Order Equibrew today by going to brickfieldnutrition.com or calling 850-879-2649.
If you're in the horse world, you need to have a good lawyer. Whatever the size of your business, having the best legal support is paramount. Rick and I use our friend and attorney, Yvonne Okrant. She's a partner at Hinshaw & Culberson LLP, which is a national law firm with over 450 attorneys. She's been at this for over 24 years and is licensed in Illinois, Florida, and Wisconsin. Avon can help you with contracts for horse purchases, sales and leases, as well as equine activity liability, releases, and training and boarding contracts for individuals and entities. If you need help with a syndicate, she's done over 350 contracts and operating agreements for sport horses in all 3 disciplines. Whatever your legal need is, Avon can assist you. Call her at 312-704-3080 or email at yocrant@hinshawlaw.com. So we just told you all about Yvonne Okrant and wanted to just remind you guys to give her a call if you have any legal needs involving anything in the equine industry. Make sure you use the promo code HORSELAW. That's going to get you a free initial consultation. Again, remember that promo code HORSELAW. You're going to love Yvonne. Grant Showalter has over 15 years of equine bodywork and saddle fitting experience. His technique allows him to identify and alleviate tightness in muscles. He uses trigger point massage to release points of restriction. Grant has over a decade of experience fitting and adjusting a wide variety of saddles. His expertise in equine physiology, coupled with a thorough understanding of the importance of a properly fitted saddle, allows him to quickly identify and correct any balance issues. Grant can also adjust your saddle on site. Grant works on all of my competition horses, and I have noticed a significant improvement in their performance at competitions and their overall way of going. Grant's based in Ocala, Florida year-round, but regularly travels to the surrounding areas. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 484-639-4454. Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. So, I sometimes struggle with, do I introduce the sponsor first of the segment or the guest? And I feel like I can't get it wrong today, because today we are with Andre Prassinos from Equibrew, and it is the Equibrew segment. So, I got it right.
And on top of that, fresh in from New Zealand.
Yes.
Slightly jet lagged.
I'm sure. I saw you at the horse show yesterday. You were bombing around.
Had a really good day. It was interesting watching a one-day event happen here.
Right. And is it any different than back in New Zealand?
Quite a bit different. The scale, the quality, the proficiency is really up there.
Right. Cool.
He's talking about New Zealand.
I know.
Out here.
I knew what he meant, but that's all right. So you're here checking in with Equibrew. So my first question is he doing an okay job?
He's doing a spectacular job. We spent a few days together, and I've come to respect the encyclopedic knowledge that he has about this place, the sport, and everybody in it.
I know. It's amazing and moderately annoying at the same time, isn't it?
He knows all.
Yes, he does know all.
Good job. I'm glad you read it like that.
Yeah, well done. No, we're lucky to have Rick as a friend, and for sure you're lucky to have him for Equibrew. So we know Equibrew as an amazing live probiotic. As I say every episode, all of my horses are on it, and they love to eat it. Rick tells us all about it, but why don't you tell, what is Equibrew? Obviously, we've got it here, but when we say it wrong, what are we not including in this?
Well, no, you're getting it right. It's a simple product. It's a fresh, live probiotic. And unlike products that are freeze-dried or otherwise preserved, what you get in the bottle are live, active microbes that are ready to get to work at the top of the system. And they're swimming in stuff that they make themselves, organic acids that are part of the probiotic effect that they're supposed to produce. And together, those microbes and those metabolites get to work very, very quickly and much more effectively than an inert product.
Okay.
The interesting thing is he's really good at explaining it, right?
Right.
When we as riders or people that take care of horses, we try to kind of bring it down. And what he just said, you can kind of insightfully understand. What our struggle has been since we brought it over and Andre and Heather sought us out is the concept that it's a treatment, not a daily lifestyle supplement.
Right.
So talk to us about the benefits. We're going to go back in a little bit and talk about how this happened, right? But tell us about how this is, when you hear somebody, well, I don't have any gut issues with my horse, I don't really need it. What would you respond to that?
Well, there's more microbes in the horse's gut than there are cells in their body. And we have a lot of tools to work with problems in the horse. We have vets, we have nutritionists, chiropractors, what have you. But very often, especially when you've got a chronic issue and have eliminated the kinds of things that a vet can help you with, what you're left over with is a horse that's probably got no problems, but a gut biology that does. And unfortunately, apart from good quality feed. There's really not that many tools that people have had available to work with that gut biology, and that's where we come in.
So in that vein, obviously we probably, I would say, you correct me if I'm wrong, John, in the last 8 years, I'm going to say, not even 10, 8, 7, 6, we've all become aware of ulcers, right? Ulcers in the horse, how it affects the horse, how it affects their daily life, how they perform, how they exist, really, because some horses really have trouble with really bad ulcers. What I've discovered, and you can help us through it, is yes, there's omeprazole, Gastrogard, things that go in and treat aggressively that ulcer to resolve it, right? What we don't want to do, and a lot of people kind of get into, is ordering 30 syringes of Gastrogard, right? And while they do their treatment system, they then begin having Gastrogard as an ongoing push-in. What I have found and now believe in is the live probiotic. Once we treat the ulcers with the live probiotic, it keeps going and creates a more happy environment. So those ulcers, they still might pop up, but not as actively or as early as they do. So talk to us about how that is so much more of a supplement treatment other than really scorching out your horse's gut.
Well, vets have at their disposal some amazing tools: antibiotics, steroids, omeprazole. If you've got an acute crisis, you need their help. But they all have their downsides too. They're not a lifestyle. When we're talking about ulcers, upper GI and lower GI ulcers, that the gut is supposed to be protected by a biofilm. There's supposed to be a microbial community in between the food going through the gut and the gut itself that helps with digestion and protects the gut. If that biofilm breaks down, especially if it's associated with stress, any pathogens, you can get ulcerations. You use an emergency intervention like omeprazole to reduce the amount of acid in the gut. That's great. You can begin healing that way. But you've, number one, changed the way that the horse is digesting their food. And number two, you've done nothing to rebuild that biofilm to protect the gut on a long-term basis. A genuine microbial tool like Equibrew can help rebuild that biofilm.
That makes sense. So you're basically, instead of just solving, okay, we got to treat this ulcer, you're trying to solve the whole system in the stomach to say, let's make this a healthier, better, the whole stomach, all the fluid and everything, the biosystem, like a biosphere, but in your stomach, so that you're not creating an environment where the ulcers are going to be as likely to happen.
That's right. That's right. That natural natural biofilm that should be occurring needs to be reestablished. Otherwise, you're just going to have rebounding ulcers on an ongoing basis.
Right. And that's where your knowledge really helps people understand. I know you spend a lot of time when you've been here, we went to Seminole Feed where it's carried, everybody gets carried at Seminole Feed in all 3 stores in Ocala. And getting people to understand exactly what it does, right? Because is there a lot of live probiotics out there for sale, Andre?
No, unfortunately, pretty much every so-called probiotic out there is going to be preserved one way or another, freeze drying being the most common. Mm-hmm. And the problem with a freeze-dried culture is that it is fragile, desiccated, and easily digested. Whereas with Equibrew, what you have are live, intact cells with a healthy cell wall that are robust enough to transit the acid portion of the gut and get into the hindgut and do what they need to do.
So another key word, hindgut. A lot of people, whether they knowingly know it or understand it, we have front gut and hindgut ulcers. I think we have discovered in my understanding that we can scope for front ulcers, but not for hind ulcers. So a lot of people go, well, what happens with the hindgut? So what you're telling us is this goes through the whole system.
That's right. You can find these microbes present in the droppings, so we know that they're transiting the entire gut. And it's easy to focus just on the hindgut. The horse needs its entire digestive system to do well. So you need to produce a healthy system from top to bottom. And that's where a product like Equibrew really shines because it's alive and active and ready to work from the very beginning.
And you got questions for yours?
I do, but you can.
No, go.
So
Because I can go on forever.
So I'm actually just thinking to transition a little bit, and then if we want to go back, we can. So my question to you is this. So I know Equibrew, I know it works because I've used it on my horses. For somebody who's watching, they just know you as some guy who's sitting in our studio who has an Equibrew or Equibrew shirt. Who are you? What are your qualifications to know all this stuff? And then how did this get started?
Yeah,
Well,
good question.
I'm the sales guy. I get credit for using some long words, but it's really my business partner, Don Pearson, who is the technical director of the company. We came up with a prototype for a probiotic after a long conversation that Don and I had over a period of months. And it seemed to me that he had an idea for what a probiotic should be that was very different than what I was seeing on the shelf. And I thought that that might be a business. So we came up with a prototype, tried it out, and we got very, very good technical results and very good results in the real world. We went to Lincoln University in Canterbury and began to work with them over a period of several years to characterize the product, improve it, lengthen the shelf life, and that's what turned into Equibrew.
Okay, so it was the two of you guys. You were like the idea guy, and he was the science guy behind it.
That's correct.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. That's cool. Great.
So based on what they did there and what we know today is they do have great studies on Equibrew.
Right.
It's not like, go through your studies that you did once you did launch it, you got it at Canterbury, and here you are with a product that is showing results in your studies.
Well, we spent several years doing the technical background work. It's not enough just to have live microbes. You need to have enough of them and enough of the right ones in order to call it a probiotic. And so we needed to make sure that we were actually delivering these microbes in a good condition to the end user. And then once we knew that we were accomplishing that basic technical goal, we needed to demonstrate that it was actually working and could do a job that was meaningful to the customer. And so using social media, we put out the word to our customer base and those that were interested looking for problems. And we began to put together case study groups. Everything from laminitis to mud fever, rain scald, behavioral issues, underweight horses, geriatric horses. We really just asked people to tell us what their problems were, put together groups of people with similar problems, and let them try Equibrew for a period of 2 weeks. They would do a loading dose for a week, which is 2 ounces twice a day, and then, 4 ounces twice a day, and then the maintenance dose of 2 ounces twice a day thereafter. And in those case study groups, we consistently saw efficacy rates above 80%. And it didn't really matter what the problem was. If you support the gut, the horse does better. And it shows the utility of a gut-friendly, microbe-friendly strategy.
Like I said, I think it's great, and it's really good to hear. Like Rick, actually, to your point, when we started this, he knows all this stuff, but it's good to hear it. Honestly, it's good to hear it the same.
I know a scratched surface because of
I would have it backwards for sure. Right. So I know there's some other stuff with this that you guys have now. So what do we have here? We've got. What's this?
This is our most recent product. It is a Pet Brew prebiotic to go along with the Pet Brew probiotic.
So this one is powder.
That's right.
Okay.
It's a pre.
So what is so how come that's okay as a pre to be a powder?
A probiotic, the technical definition of a probiotic is live microbes which, when administered in sufficient quantity, confer a benefit upon the host. That's a World Health Organization definition. And that's what you get in each bottle of Equibrew. A prebiotic is essentially food or habitat for the microbes.
Okay.
And so
you're feeding them with this.
That's right. Now, the reason that we have Pet Brew coming out with a prebiotic is that dogs and cats are monogastric animals, similar to us, and a prebiotic works quite well in that setting.
Okay.
With a horse, it's a little bit different, and prebiotics are technically a little bit more challenging because they're multigastric.
Okay.
Get the Pet Brew probiotic. So
Pet Brew.
In the United States, we do carry Pet Brew,
which is
a limited
probiotic.
It's a
That's
probiotic.
Right. Correct.
We are starting to get the prebiotic.
Okay.
But our dogs are on the Pet Brew.
Right.
It is there are people that we haven't really launched it really hard.
So I should probably, with my dog who has all kinds of problems,
Yes,
do a
this
prebiotic.
and this.
What
and
kind of
this.
problems?
He's got pancreatitis.
Yep.
And he's sick all the time.
I would start with a probiotic. Pancreatitis, and you're seeing a great deal of inflammatory response throughout the entire physiology caused by the pancreatitis. If you reduce inflammatory responses in the gut, you reduce the inflammatory response throughout the entire body. That's one of the ways that we see improvements with it.
And Rick tried to get me
Equibrew.
started on that, and I was a terrible dog owner, and I didn't stay on it.
Well,
but I
and
need
just to your point, we have a client that has a dog with pancreatitis.
Yep.
Resolved it. She gets it all the time now, and she gets very upset if she runs out.
Okay, so I've got a little terrier, this big. How much of that do I need to give him?
A dribble, about a teaspoon.
Okay, that's easy. Done. Okay, so then we got this one, calf brew. I'm assuming this is
It's for
probably
wives.
for cows.
Well, before we move on, I just would say itchy dogs and
Yes.
nervous dogs.
Okay.
We've gotten great results consistently in both itchy dogs and nervous dogs.
Perfect.
Both for similar reasons.
This will help the same dog for the same reason.
I
He's a
look forward to
problem.
hearing about it.
Yeah.
This was the first specialty product that we launched in
Is
New
it the same
Zealand.
thing?
It's similar, but all these products are different blends of lactobacilli selected to be optimal for the given application.
Okay.
So in here,
Can you
there-
repeat that, John?
They're all specifically made for each animal that is
But
printed
but-
on the label.
But
Well
they
done.
can cross.
Absolutely. These are all beneficial microbes. These are all to the highest human food safety standards. For example, there's a Lactobacillus reuteri in this one that is not in the others because that's associated with early gut development, hence the calves. There's a Lactobacillus plantarum in here that's not in the others because we selected that one for hindgut digestion. And there is a Lactobacillus rhamnosus in here, which is associated with more of a protective function because, as everybody knows, their dog will go out and gobble up just about anything they come upon.
Yeah, it's super. The farrier's here right now, so we're going to need some of that pet brew.
But these are all, Lactobacilli are sort of the general purpose good guys out there. That's why we use them to do everything from making sauerkraut to yogurt because they are good and they help us in many different ways. We've just tried to pick groups of lactobacilli that aim at a particular application. Okay. But if I had a sick dog and all I had was Equibrew, I would certainly give him some.
Right.
Okay.
So my point, yeah.
So, this one, I don't know. I've never seen this one before. This is live brew.
That's correct. That's our human product.
So why isn't it people brew?
Well, you can come and do our marketing.
And there's no picture of a people on here.
We tried to have a little bit more of a supermarket shelf friendly.
It's good looking.
A logo on it, and that was the design that our guy came up with. We make them in two different facilities. This is made in a feed grade facility. This is made in a food grade facility, although all of the ingredients are same. Organic food grade molasses is used as the primary food for the microbes.
And stop that real quick.
I know where you're going.
Yep. So everybody out there going, I'm not feeding my horse anything with sugar in it. So let's go with he's going to
Understood.
intersect real quick.
That sensitivity is the same as New Zealand. People recognize that feeding their horses processed feed, high sugar feeds is a risk.
Right.
All of the sugars used to produce these products are consumed in the manufacturing process, and there's no residual sugar at all by the time it's bottled.
Very good.
Okay. So I'm just giving my scenario. I try to be pretty good with my health and fitness, but I don't eat as well as I should. I do work out. I'm outside. I'm active all the time. My stomach is usually upset 3 to 4 days a week on and off because I eat terribly. So is this going to help me?
There's every likelihood that it will.
Okay.
We've had the same kind of reports with humans that we have with our animal products.
So why wouldn't I just eat yogurt or sauerkraut?
Well, yogurt is an interesting one. When the lactose in the yogurt or in the milk runs out, the microbial numbers crash.
Okay.
So if you make fresh yogurt yourself at home and eat it fresh, it can be quite probiotic. But by the time it gets to the store, the lactose has been consumed by the microbes, the numbers have crashed. It's still delicious, nutritious yogurt, but it's not very probiotic.
Okay. So basically all the little microbes die because they have nothing to eat.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it's the same with the sauerkraut. There's an initial flush of them while they're consuming what is the easiest food for them to eat in the cabbage, and when that's consumed, the microbial numbers decline.
But they don't die in this.
That's our IP. Our innovation is figuring out how to keep them happy in the bottle long enough to get to the end user. Interestingly, when we were developing live brew, we ran into human taste preferences. Now, your experience with Equibrew, you see that the horses love it.
Yep.
With calf brew, it's never an issue because it's usually mixed in with dairy calves' milk. Dogs that tend not to have a problem with pet brew. Cats are specialist predators, so they can be a little bit more finicky, but humans are even more finicky than cats.
We have found that all to be true.
That's right. The organic acids in the products can have quite a strong flavor, just like a cider vinegar, which is acetic acid, can
Right.
have a strong flavor. So I dilute mine kind of 50-50.
So can I taste it?
Yeah,
Sure.
And so the other thing, as you
Keep going. I'm going to get...
when you open it, and I think he's coming to that, is the saving grace for the microbes is airtight.
That's right.
Air
And do you need to
destroys.
keep this all refrigerated?
No, you don't need to.
How hot can it get where I'm in Florida?
You want to keep it out of direct sunlight, so in a shady place. Midsummer, you might be tempted to keep it in the coolest place that you can.
Right.
Shade.
But it doesn't need to be refrigerated. It doesn't extend the life of it. But what you're smelling are a range of organic acids
It
that
smells like it works.
Well, it does smell a bit like medicine. That's right. It
So how much
smells
should
how much
a
do I
human-
want?
how much should a human take?
a couple of
10 cc's?
tablespoons a couple times a day.
Say when.
Yeah, sure. Have a sip of that. Just
Okay.
start.
I
light.
just do it like a shot.
Yeah.
So it's not like a fine tequila.
No. Unfortunately,
It's not bad.
but
It's not bad at all. It's tangy.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's the acidic factor. Interestingly, when we first came out with this, the gurus
good.
of marketing told us that flavor would be a real concern with people because we're all used to just drinking tasty stuff. We tried a whole range of flavoring, sweeteners, masking agents, and even the so-called organic natural ones caused the microbial numbers to crash.
Right.
We
That's not bad. Like you could,
No.
if you mix that in with a juice, you'd never taste it.
I
And
think-
honestly, that
That's right.
You know, and this is what they don't say, but this is food grade, right? And
Right.
I take it upon myself. I have upset stomach, or I want to do that daily. I do 10 cc's of Equibrew, but that's just me. We're not saying that you do that. Live brew is not in the United States yet,
so I just opened the only bottle.
no.
This was
We
a
got a
collector's
few
item.
more, and that one's for you.
Oh, thank
That
you.
one's for you.
Thank you. I'm gonna do it. So now, do I need to keep it in the fridge now?
No, just tightly capped. And once
No fridge.
and once
No fridge.
Once you open,
Shouldn't put it in the fridge or don't need to.
You
don't
need
need
to.
to.
Okay.
It doesn't harm it. This is not a product that you use a little bit and then put away on the shelf. Once you open it,
You want to use it all.
that's right. You want to get through it. The oxygen gives the live yeast an advantage, but it disadvantages the anaerobic lactobacilli, and their numbers will drop if you just leave it there.
So the amount I just drank, how often would I drink that?
Like a shot glass, 3 times a day
Okay.
is what I would aim at.
All right, perfect.
But our experience with the flavoring agents shows us that so much of what we eat is not friendly to the microbes in our gut, and so we're used to eating things that taste nice and that we like, but so often we're knocking our gut biome back.
Right. That makes sense.
So
makes a lot of
we,
sense.
you know, I'm glad we got Andre in here.
So am I. I got a
we
bottle of
appreciate
live brew out of the deal, so I'm
I know
pumped.
you did. So everybody out there, brickfieldnutrition.com, equibrewusa.com. They do have the research papers on it. We are now on Shopify. We have a great guy that's pushing our ads out. We have Google reviews. Really need to get started on it. I can't say better things about Equibrew, and I'm so glad that we discovered it quite by accident, and we've talked about it before. You know, COVID came, took it away, and I had very bad behavioral horses that I finally narrowed down what the kitchen sink I was throwing at them, that it narrowed down to that's why they were sufficiently not having issues. So, John,
Yeah.
what do you have to say as we close?
I mean, I'm excited to try that. I know it's worked for my horses. My mare Zelda came over with all kinds of allergies and upset stomach and skin issues.
And look at her today.
And looks great now. And I don't think it's any mistake that Equibrew has been a part of that.
That's great to hear. That's why we're here.
Yeah, so I appreciate it.
And as we move forward, just to let everybody know, he's not going to be a stranger to us. He's coming back hopefully in January.
Right.
And then I'm talking him into a booth at Kentucky.
Nice.
Very exciting.
We can do live brew shots there.
We'll do it. We'll bring some more back.
All right, maybe a little vodka.
If you like.
It's going to be great. All right, Andre, thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you coming in and appreciate the support for the show from everybody at Equibrew, so thanks for that. So we're going to take a break.
Yep.
And then we're going to come back with Major Jeremy Beal. We had him in. We got Briggs, his book here got signed. So we're going to go check in with that. And you guys are going to love Jeremy. He is a legend. So stick around, and we'll be right back. Thank you again to Equibrew.
Thank you.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Since 1950, Maison Forestier has been offering its know-how to design custom-made saddles for passionate riders. In 2016, Maison Forestier took a turn and expanded into the sports world with the goal of improving the performance of the rider-horse pair. You will find a professional, reactive, and fun team to answer your needs. And this is why I have chosen Forestier for all of my saddlery needs. Feel free to contact the saddle expert in your area for more information by visiting www.forestier.com. Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. I'm really excited, guys, because I finally convinced Major Jeremy Beal to stop into the studio here in Ocala, and we're going to hear, I'm hoping, about your whole story. So thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So we are in the Equibrew segment. Equibrew is an awesome live probiotic. It is made in New Zealand. It is something I have all my horses on. It's going to help your horses with their gut health. It is amazing. Makes your horses eat better, but mostly it makes them use all of the supplements and nutrition that you give them work better. So check out Equibrew at brickfieldnutrition.net or Equibrew USA. I think it's .com, but I could screw that up, and Rick will tell me, and we'll correct it later. But check this stuff out. So you've been teaching all day.
I have.
Yeah. So we appreciate you making the time at the end of the day to come over here. I know that's a big deal. It's an honor to have you in.
I'm as fresh as a daisy.
Are you? Okay. You look great. So for those who don't maybe know, because I think one thing we don't do a great job of in the sport of eventing is keeping track of all of our history. I always, when I first met you, thought of you as Major Jeremy Beal, the father of Susie, grandfather of Amanda, who did dressage. And then I got to know you, and I was like, wow, you evented, and you evented properly evented. You won Burley in '65. You were a member of the British eventing team. You're like the consummate horseman.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. So I guess, obviously, you've written books. You wrote this book here with that Briggs sent over, which is Eventing in Focus.
Yes.
How much of this have you done?
How much?
Like how much writing? How many books and things have you been a part of?
Well, that was the first one.
Yeah.
I've written another one called The Logic of Elementary Dressage,
Okay.
which I self-published
Right.
and is no longer available. No one can find it anywhere.
I bet it's on a bookshelf at your house, though.
I'm sorry?
Is it not on a bookshelf at your house?
Yes.
Yeah, somebody can find it. And is there anything else coming out?
Well, I've just written a memoir, so I don't know how wide an appeal that it's going to have.
I think it'll have a huge appeal. So you just finished it, yeah?
I just finished it, yes. I haven't done any pictures or anything yet.
Right. I mean, you told us about it. We're really excited to see it and to read it, so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, your wife, Jen, has been on my case to get it done.
I know. She just told me, she's like, he's going to get it done. He's got to get it done. So we're excited that it's done. And I can only imagine people be jumping at getting to read that. So I think the thing where we should probably start is how you got into horses, your childhood, all of that. So where were you born? How did you grow up? And were you in a horsey family?
No. I was born just a few years before World War II started.
Okay.
And I was at a boarding school from the age of 8. So there was really no opportunity to ride then. And at some point in the 40s, my sister Pips and I just badgered our parents to get us a pony. And so a pony duly arrived. My mother had ridden as a kid, so she knew how to tack up and do all that kind of stuff. And so the pony got put into a field, then we couldn't catch it. So we finally would catch it, get it cornered in the field, somewhere in the field. And when we did that, we were able to put a halter on it and lead it back to the gate, where initially my mother would help us tack it up, and we learned how to do that. And then one of us would get on it, and it would take us once smartly around the field at a trot.
Right.
And bring us back to the gate, where one would get, whoever was on it would get off, and the other one would climb up the gate to get onto the pony again. And so then one lap around the field, and we changed over again. And I have no idea how long that lasted.
But it would keep going. You just keep trading off with your sister.
Yeah.
And how old were you then?
We'd already spent an hour at least trying to catch the damn thing.
So how old were you been at that point when you started that?
Well, I think I was about 10, so
okay.
This is towards the end of the war.
Right.
And
okay.
So one day the wretched pony cantered, and luckily my sister was on it.
Right.
So I gave up. I couldn't face that.
So, well, eventually you got back into it. You didn't completely give up. So what got you?
Well, then I got another pony, Dick.
Right.
Dick was a Palomino that used to pull a milk float. That's a pony and trap. The farmer would deliver milk around around the area. And he was a rearer, but I would just laugh that off. Right. And learned to deal with it. Which stood me in good stead much later in my life.
Right. Yeah, it would. You're going to get into eventing. That's helpful.
And then I had a Welsh cob, Patience, who taught me a lot. Taught me much more than getting an expensive 14-2 pony would have done.
Right.
So then, at some point, after the war, after I left school, I was able to go on one of the horse mastership courses at Porlock.
Okay.
Now, Porlock was a riding school in England at the time, one of the premier riding schools in the world.
So you would have been like 18-ish at that point?
I would have been 18 before. I would have been, yes, actually 17.
Okay.
Because I left school a year early. I'd done all I had to do.
Right.
And so where was I?
So you go to the riding school.
Went to Porlock, did this horse mastership course, which was a 3-month British Horse Society assistant instructors program. And I caught the eye of Tony Collins, who owned the riding school and was also chef de keep of the British 3-day event team. I caught his eye, and he invited me back for further training. So then I had to get a real horse. And the horse I got, that my parents bought for me, was not very suitable. but I got him anyway. That was all I was offered.
Right.
And Simon was nuts. He was completely nuts, and he would just as soon knock a fence down as jump it. He had no respect for the fences.
Just the show jumps or any jumps?
Any jumps.
No, that's a great feeling.
Any jumps.
But you rode him because that's what you had.
That's what I had.
Right.
And I even evented him. He was always last in the dressage.
Right. But it was okay because he knocked down all the jumps.
Well, I rode him at the Windsor 3-day event in 55, I think it might have been.
Okay.
And he was dead last in the dressage. He canted the whole test. In this day and age, he wouldn't have been allowed to continue because he didn't have a high enough percentage score on the dressage.
Right, right.
And then when I went out on the cross country, I just left the start, and the heavens opened and had a massive hailstorm, and I had to stop. There's no way.
That was on roads and tracks or on cross country?
Cross country.
Right.
So
And they just said, just go in the hail.
well, the hail didn't arrive until I was on the course.
Right.
I jumped about 4 or 5 fences by then, and so I stopped, and then started again as soon as I could, probably 30 seconds. And I still came inside the time.
He was fast.
Like I say, he was a nutcase.
Right, yeah. Well, I'm sure he was feeling a little quicker with the hail beating on him as he was going.
The hail was in my face, not on his butt.
Oh, man. Oh, that's rough.
And he had half the show jumps down the next day.
Right. This is a glorious start to your eventing career.
Inglorious.
Yes, yes.
However, while I was there at Porlock with Simon, another horse that was being ridden by one of the staff there, the master, was getting ready for Badminton, and she got injured.
Okay.
So Tony Collins got me the ride on the master when I was just 18. I was old enough by 10 days to ride. And so that was really the beginning of my...
Was that horse, the master?
Yeah.
Right. And is that the one that you ended up then taking on and like doing the big stuff with, the first international horse you really had?
I just rode him at that Badminton. We had to prove that we were strict amateurs by being able to prove that we had a full-time job.
And so your full-time job was?
Army.
Okay, so you were Army.
Well, when I rode at Badminton, I hadn't yet gone into the Army.
Okay, so how old were you when you did that?
That was when I was 18.
That's when you joined the military?
I went into the military later that year.
Okay, after Badminton.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, did you get to keep riding then as you were in the military?
Oh, yes.
Right. You joined the Army, you're in the cavalry, I'm assuming, you've got your horse.
Yeah, my regiment, I joined my regiment after being at Sandhurst, which is like going to West Point.
Right.
And I joined my regiment, the 47th Royal Dragoon Guards. And when World War II broke out, they still had horses.
Right.
They were the last unit to be mechanized.
Okay.
And so we didn't have horses, but we were encouraged to keep horses.
Got it.
As officers. And we had, I don't know, probably 14 or 15 horses in the stable.
And that was a stable on base?
On base,
right.
Yes.
Okay.
Which was staffed by soldiers, but they were on the, what's the word I want? For lack of a better word, let's say list.
Right.
As gunners or troopers or whatever. And so it was it was bordering on being illegal. But we kept them anyway.
The horses were, right, okay.
So it was, wherever we went, I was first of all stationed in a place called Fallingbostel, which is a spa in northern Germany.
Okay.
Just a small town. For about 5 years, and I kept my horse with me, and I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to ride him in the summer months. In the winter months, I used to finish work at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, all with the blessing of the commanding officer.
Right.
And it was a sort of cavalry tradition. And in the winter months, like I said, we'd finish work about 3 o'clock so that we had some daylight.
Yeah, because it'd get dark quick that time of year, wouldn't it?
In northern Germany,
Yeah.
you better believe it.
By like 4:30, you're done.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, I was there for about 5 years. We used to have interregimental horse shows between ourselves and the other cavalry regiments in Germany.
Okay.
British regiments.
Right.
British Army of the Rhine, we were called. And so anyway, those were all 3-day things. Starting with the first day with a full 1-day event,
Right.
and then show jumping on the Saturday and Sunday,
Okay.
and lots of drinking, merrymaking,
Right.
and all the rest of it. So I don't know how we managed to stay sober enough to compete, but we did.
Depends on when you competed and when you were drinking, I suppose. Were you
Well, we
pre-drinking, like a little pre-gaming before the horse show started?
We were drinking between classes.
Yeah, perfect.
You better every day.
Right. Keeps you limber, calm, cool. I like it.
It was standard practice even in when we were in barracks to have a drink at lunchtime. We'd always have a gin and tonic at lunchtime.
Right. Okay. Man, different generation. I was born too late. That's cool.
So that was Fallingbostel for 5 years. Then I went to my next posting, I think, was in Scotland, from where I would travel up and down the length of the country to go to 1-day events and 3-day events.
Right. And was that difficult to deal with being in the Army at the same time, getting time to be able to go compete, or were they pretty cool about that?
They were really cool about it.
Okay.
That's why I got that job.
Right, because they let you ride.
So there was that, and then I'm thinking I'm missing something. Munster. There was another show there. And then I went to Aden. Most people don't know where Aden is.
I don't. Where's Aden?
Aden is on the just east of the mouth of the Red Sea,
Okay.
and what is now Yemen.
Okay. You took a horse there?
I did not take a horse there, no,
Okay.
but I met up with some BP, with a BP executive,
Right.
British Petroleum.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And they had a horse that they kept for their son, Lister, who was a desert Arabian.
Right. That makes sense.
He was a fiery little guy, lots of fun to ride, and so I
And
had
did
to keep my hand in.
And did they let you jump that one and all that, or you just?
I didn't jump it, no,
Right.
no. I don't think you could jump.
No. I learned to jump on an Arabian. They can jump, but probably not something that's encouraged over there, I wouldn't imagine.
Probably not.
Yeah. Mine did it very fast.
While I was in Aden, I was summoned to the presence of the Commander-in-Chief and told that I had to select 3 other officers from the garrison and train them on the Saddle Club horses, which were useless, by the way.
Right.
And so we were to go to Addis Ababa. Do you know where that is?
No.
It's the capital of Ethiopia.
Okay. Perfect. I know now.
And
And that'd be a big hike, right?
So that was a show jumping meet
Okay.
that was actually going to be held in Djibouti.
But you went there on the Saddle Club horses that were useless.
No.
Better horses.
No. I'm just getting to this.
Okay.
We were told to go to Addis Ababa, where we had the use of the British ambassador's polo ponies.
Okay. So polo ponies in the jumper show.
And so he had one 16 2 or 3 hand hunter. There was no hunting there. I don't know why he had a hunter. And then 3 polo ponies. And I put myself on the smallest one because I was the smallest member of the team.
Right, okay.
And so we trained for a week. And I don't know why that's so funny.
Because you're riding polo ponies, you got a week to prepare for a jumper show.
Yeah, well, we did.
Yeah, and how'd it go?
The pony I was riding couldn't even reach a 24-foot combination.
Right.
So I started at 18 foot.
Yeah.
Next day I went to 18 foot 6, then 19 foot, then 20 foot.
Right. Yeah, I mean, logical.
Within a week of doing flat work in the morning and jumping in the afternoon, I taught him to reach a full-size combination. And
Within the 2 weeks.
within the 1 week.
1 week, because you had, okay, all right. So it took you a week to get him to go from 18 feet to 24. It took you a week to get him to learn to go from 18 feet to 24 feet,
yes.
lengthen his stride out. Yeah.
Yes. So then we had some free time because the horses had to go down to Djibouti by train.
Okay.
Do you know where Djibouti is?
I know Djibouti, but I wouldn't know where. Yes, my
It's on
world
the
geography is not
opposite-
great.
The opposite side of the mouth of the Red Sea.
Okay, so it's a bit of a hike. And the horses went on their own. You didn't have to go with them.
We didn't go with them. No, we went sightseeing,
Right. Okay.
and they took about 3 days to get there by train.
Right.
And Addis Ababa is at 8,500 feet.
Okay.
Djibouti is at sea level,
Okay.
so it was quite a change.
That'd be easier than going the other way, I would think, wouldn't it?
Which, as you say, is easier.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So anyway, we had 2 days of show jumping, which were basically held in the late afternoon and evenings under lights.
Okay.
And I won a couple of classes with my little pony, and he was the only horse, or in his case pony, to jump 2 clean rounds in the Nations Cup.
So how big would that have been?
4 feet.
That's big enough on a polo pony that
Yeah.
didn't
Might
have a
been- might
12-foot
been 4
stride.
foot 3, I don't remember.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot. That's impressive.
One of the competitions I won was called the Coupe de l'Armée, and it entailed 2 identical mirror image courses in the ring,
Okay.
where it's a knockout. So you competed against another person and you finished up the center line. So if you're even, whoever got from the last fence to the finish won.
So it was almost a race over the show jumps.
Race over the show jumps, but you had to jump clean.
Right.
Well, I won my first heat, and I thought I had been beaten in the second one, but apparently not. So I had to get my horse out of the stable in a hurry,
Right.
with a lot of help, and went out there, and I was against one of the Ethiopia guards, royal guards, and he had a very fast horse. So I knew I had no chance against him unless I jumped clean.
Right.
And he didn't. But halfway around, I heard the crowd go, "Oh!" I knew I had it then. So I jumped very carefully the rest of the course.
Right.
Jumped clean and won it.
That's pretty cool because, yeah, you hear him hit a pole and then you're like, cool, I can take the throttle off and just jump my clear round, I suppose. Yeah. I've never heard of a class like that. That's pretty neat. Need to bring some of that stuff back.
Oh, there were all kinds of interesting competitions in those days.
Yeah, cool.
They probably still do in Europe. Well, that was the end of that show. But 3 weeks or 4 weeks later, we had a return match in Addis Ababa.
Okay. I know where that is.
Itself. And they were enormous fun. My big recollection of the show at Arizaba was jumping in a puissance. And my little pony managed to clear the big, wide oxer.
This is the same pony?
Yeah.
The polo pony? Okay.
And I used to have, lost it in the flood, but I used to have a picture of myself coming into the big wall, which was probably 4'6" by that time.
Right.
Or maybe more. And all you could see of me coming into from behind the fence was my hat.
It was that little of a pony.
Couldn't see the pony. And unfortunately, he didn't make it. He tried. So I got beaten in the puissance. But anyway, it was a lot of fun.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's amazing to think of.
That's,
Getting a polo pony like that and teaching him all of that in that short order is pretty remarkable.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So, at some point, it's 65, right? And you're at Burley.
Yes.
So, was that your first year at Burley? How many Burleys did you do?
I don't remember.
A bunch.
A bunch. The first Burley was not until 65 or something.
Okay, I think that's, as I recall, because I may not have read your memoir in one night, but I did go and check out your website, and it says that you won Burley in 65, if I have it correct here. Yep.
Well, I didn't win the first Burley.
So do you remember what horse you had the year that you won it?
That was Victoria Bridge.
Okay.
We used to call him Briggs.
Okay.
Briggs, by the way, is the Scottish word for bridge.
Perfect. We've got a Briggs. You signed his book.
Oh, Victoria Bridge.
Got it. Okay.
We call him Briggs. So yes, what was your question?
So you take him to Burley. It wasn't your first Burley, but you win it.
Oh, I rode in the first Burley,
Yep.
and I rode a horse that we had acquired as a sort of move on, turnover.
Okay. Yeah, like a resale type horse you're going to bring on. And what was
resale.
that one called?
Anonymous.
Okay.
We called him Mouse.
How did you go that year?
Well, I finished 5th.
Oh, I
I
think
was
I
a
know
top
this.
rider with a fall.
Right. That's amazing.
Well, most of the falls were at the water, the trout hatchery. There was a hole on the landing side,
Right.
which I managed to avoid. I don't know how.
So roughly how many competitors would have been in that competition that year?
Oh, probably 25 or
Okay.
maybe 30.
Okay. And so you were the top place finisher with a fall. Does that mean that every rider behind you had a fall?
Yes.
Or didn't finish? So there were 4 clear rounds
Yes.
in total. It's a different era. That's amazing.
We were allowed to remount in those days.
And what was the penalty then for falling?
60.
So, okay, so that actually stayed that way for a long time then after that. So you got 60 penalties for the fall. Were you still pretty fast with your fall? You must have been if you were the top placed
Yeah,
rider.
it must have been.
Yeah.
But the fall was not at the water. The fall was at a sunken lane crossing.
Okay.
When I was coming downhill into what we call a cotton laid fence, which is like a basket weave of
Yeah.
brush,
Right. Okay.
and landed into a lane and jumped out over at least 4 foot, straight up vertical bank, which was brand new. And it was faced with railroad ties, which had just been creosoted.
Right.
So it was dark, and I was in the middle of the air over the hedge, the cotton laid, and I could feel him say, "Do that." He was backed off by the bank,
Right.
so I knew we were in trouble.
So it's as he's jumping up the bank, or it's over the basket weave jump?
I was over the basket wheel with the bank out
Okay.
there in front of me,
Right.
And as I was in the area of the basket wheel, I felt it go.
Right.
He saw the
Black wall. Right.
So I knew we were in trouble, and he had a go at it, but he only made it with his front feet, not the back feet.
Right.
So when I got off him, he fell over backwards into the lane.
So he fell too. Both. You fell off.
I dismounted.
Okay, and then he fell. That's a good move. I saw Philip Dutton
we
do
were
that
stuck.
once. Right. Got it.
So anyway, yeah. So that's what happened there.
And then hop back on, finish that one, finished 5th, which is pretty remarkable. So then a few years later, it's 65, and you go on, remind me the name of the one? Briggs, right? So you go on Briggs and you win.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that horse.
That horse was remarkable. I bought him as a 4-year-old, and he was a rearer, so I bought him pretty cheap.
Right, which is why the one you had earlier in your career that was a rearer taught you some stuff to help you later.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so go on.
And so I figured if I could get him working for me instead of against me, I'd have a good horse.
Yep.
So I schooled him through the winter months of his four-year-old winter months, and took him showing to give him ring experience in the spring and summer.
Going to like jumper shows.
Jumper shows.
Right.
And in those days, and probably still do, the judges in the show hunters rode the horses.
Really?
Yes, really.
Oh.
Probably still do.
Okay.
So he would be, by now he was pretty good at dressage after 4 months of flat work.
Right.
And he used to win regularly in the hunter classes, and it was unheard of for the lightweight hunters to beat the heavyweight hunters for the championship. He did it 11 times in a row.
Wow. And this is like old hunters, not like what we think of hunters here. This is like not field hunting, not out hunting, but it's different than doing show hunters in America would be.
Yeah.
Right.
Although there were similarities, you had to go around both ways, walk, trot, and canter. And,
okay.
But then you had to strip the horses. The judges would come around and check each horse out for confirmation.
Right.
And then they would resaddle, and the judges would ride them.
So they have to be pretty well behaved horses for them
Oh,
to
yes,
deal with that.
Because they were all elderly people.
Right. Right.
Well, let's just change that to middle-aged.
Okay. Yes. Not so elderly at this point.
And then I took him eventing in the fall. We didn't have anything lower than what we call over here prelim.
Right. So you start him at novice over there, which is our preliminary.
Which is the same as our prelim.
Yeah.
And he won first time out.
Okay.
So then I took him out the next weekend again, and he won that too. So now he was upgraded to intermediate.
So 2 wins at novice, and you had to go intermediate. Right.
And the only intermediate left in that season was the championships, the very end of the season at Chatsworth.
Right.
And I think Chatsworth is a full 3-day event these days.
Yep.
But I entered him in the intermediate with my tongue in my cheek, and he won. So now, guess what? He's upgraded to advanced.
1 run at intermediate, and he's upgraded. Okay.
They had a point system.
Right, yeah, I know, and they do a little bit, but not that quick. So, all right.
So I saved him for Tidworth the next year, the intermediate 3-day event. I didn't run him at Badminton as a 6-year-old. I could have done, but didn't. And on the strength of his performance there, he was selected for the British team for Munich. He was left out of the team, but competed as an individual.
Right.
At Munich. But we finished 5th. We had to come across on the cross country on the day, second day, phase D, towards the very end of the cross country. We had to come right across the corner of a ploughed field. uphill for about 300 yards probably, not very far, but uphill in very, very wet footing.
Right.
And by the time I got to the top of that hill, I couldn't raise a canter.
Got that tired.
There was nothing left.
Right.
So we trotted over to the fence going at the top of the hill, going into the wood. We managed to trot through the wood to a drop fence coming out, and I thought I better sit back and jerk his head up here, which I did, because I didn't want him to crumple on landing.
Right.
And he stood up somehow, and then we had one more fence to jump, and then we had phase E.
Right. Which, hold on, so phase E was, careful if you hit the mic too much, I won't be able to hear you.
Yes.
So D was cross country.
D was cross
So you
country.
got him home. He was tired, but you got him home. So now what do you have to do on phase E so everybody understands that?
Well, phase E was a limbering down exercise, and I don't know why they ever even had it. It was anything up to a mile. I think the maximum length allowed was 1.25 miles. Usually they were about 3 miles, 3.75 of a mile.
Okay.
And it was downhill to a turning flag and back up around uphill to the finish.
And you have to trot it, you have to canter it?
We had to canter it.
Okay.
Yeah, we wouldn't have made the time if we just trotted.
Okay.
And I went the wrong side of the flag. I realized it, and I had to stop and turn around, which was rather hard to do on an exhausted horse.
Right.
But we managed to. And on the strength of that, we went up 26 places
Wow.
to second place. And then the third day, we put 1 foot in the water, the last fence.
At the Liverpool.
It wasn't a Liverpool.
Was it open water?
Open water. With
Open
a
water.
little brush fence about this high in front of it.
Right. Which is amazing because we don't have open water in eventing anymore.
I know. I address that in my memoir too.
Yeah. Well, I'll read it. I will read it. I promise. I'll do it. I just got it. Yeah, and it seems logical now. Like, well, if you want them to jump into water on cross country, you're not going to make them jump over water in show jumping.
I can beat that too.
Yeah.
Because they had to do both at Babington.
Jump in and over. On the same track. Really?
Really.
How did they do that? So that was on cross country or in show jumping?
That was cross country.
Okay. So it was like a ditch and wall, but it was filled with water.
A little steeplechase fence about this high, right in front of the water. There's water right there.
Huh. But they wouldn't have given you a penalty for stepping in it on the cross country.
No, you'd fall.
Right. You just fall down.
It was too deep.
Right. Okay. Seems like maybe worse than a penalty, I suppose. Huh.
Well, they took it out. After 1 year, they took it out because it was causing too much trouble.
Right. I mean,
Just
fair
like
enough.
you said, how can you expect horses to jump into water and jump out of it?
Right.
And when they reversed the order of the fences, the first time they did that, the jump over water came after the jump into water. So it was a disaster.
Right. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously you can't train for it successfully, which is why they don't do it anymore, I suppose. So you do all of that. I mean, that's remarkable. So where did you finish up at the Olympics then? So you were second, and then you stepped in the water. Where
That was Munster. That was the alternate European Championship.
Okay. So where'd you finish there then?
Fifth.
Fifth. All right, that's pretty good performance.
Remember too that in those days, a foot in the water or a knockdown were 10 penalties.
Okay, right. Yeah, a lot's changed. So you go from there. At some point, you move here, and you make the transition.
Well, I left the army.
Okay.
I decided I wanted to stick with horses, and
how old were you when you did that then? When you left?
I have to work it out.
Ish.
About 32 or 3.
Okay. So still a pretty long career in the military. And so then you do horses, and then did you switch to straight dressage over there, or did you do that once you moved to America?
I was teaching eventing for the first 20 years or so that I was here.
Right.
And then I switched to dressage.
Okay. And what was the reason for the switch?
It was just a natural progression.
Okay. And you told me you were pretty much, when you started doing dressage, you were pretty much self-taught at that point. Like you made the switch and just learned it,
Well,
read
I
it.
had amazing basics drilled into me. So I had good fundamentals.
Right.
And so it was actually not hard for me to let my horse teach me,
Okay.
because he knew most of the Grand Prix movements, he just didn't do them very well.
Right.
And so I let him teach me, and I did have 2 lessons since when I came to this country. Both from Gunnar Ostergaard.
Yep.
One was on, one was on pirouettes, I think, and one was on changes. I'm not sure, one of them.
Okay. And so what, as far as your riding, so everybody can sort of know, what level did you compete to in dressage then?
Grand Prix.
Right. That was my point. So you took your eventing career, moved over here, taught eventing for 20 years, decided, well, I'm going to do dressage, took 2 lessons, and
Yeah.
went and rode up to the Grand Prix level.
Well, actually, I started lower down.
But I understand, but still, not like it didn't take 2 lessons and then boom, you do it. But like in that whole progression of learning pure dressage, it pretty much was 2 lessons through that time period.
Yes.
And just working
Yeah.
on it yourself.
Yeah, the horse belonged to a client of ours, and she would ride him at training level. Well, first of all, he was really stuck. He had been ridden extensively at Prix St. George, and he was totally stuck. I couldn't even cross the center line in a half pass. He wouldn't. It was
Just locked up.
He was so programmed,
Right.
and so it took me a while to retrain him. I had to get up very early every morning through the winter months and gallop him in a circle as fast as I could, or dared, to get him going forward.
Right.
And then his owner would ride him at training level. I would ride him at first level. Then we would work our way up the levels over a period of maybe 2 years.
Okay. So it took you 2 years to get him from that beginning stage to where he's really deprogrammed and becoming a proper horse. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty remarkable. Like when you told me that initially, I was in awe to think that you would, I mean, I know when you event, you do dressage, but to make that transition and really, for the most part, be doing it sort of just on logic and understanding how horses work and get to the point of going Grand Prix, I think that's pretty cool.
I actually, on the way there, I won the Intermediate 2 at Devon. And I had my tongue in my cheek when I entered that too. And so the gates opened, I went into the arena, and I thought, oh, Jesus Christ, what am I doing?
Right.
And
I've had that feeling a few times.
but mine was worse because I said to myself, you're an event rider, Beale, you're not a dressage rider.
Right.
What the hell are you doing here? So I gave myself a kick in the butt, proverbially,
Right.
and said, get down that center line and do what you do best.
Right.
So I went down the center line, and I cut deeper corners than anyone before me, and ended up beating everyone at their own game.
And so you won that. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And that was so you do that. That was intermediary, you said?
Yeah.
And then, so from there, how long till you went and took it Grand Prix?
Oh, a few months.
Okay. So pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And so now you don't live up in Pennsylvania anymore. You're down here in Florida. You are a full-time Florida resident.
Yes.
All right. And how do you like that?
We love it.
Yeah, it's pretty great, isn't it?
We love it. And I don't tolerate the heat as well as my wife does.
Right.
But at least I don't have to deal with the cold,
Exactly.
let alone the ice.
Exactly. That's what I say to everybody. It's never so hot here that I have to shovel the sunshine off my sidewalk. I'm good. All good.
I totally get that.
Yeah. And so do you get up north at all to see the kids and grandkids and any of that?
Well, I was there actually not so very long ago, teaching at Susie's barn.
Right? I haven't seen Susie in a while. How's she doing?
She's doing wonderfully.
Yeah, I think I saw her last season.
She just came back from a safari in South Africa.
Nice. And Amanda, your granddaughter's still riding?
She's still riding,
Still
yes.
eventing, yeah.
Yeah. Not so much now. She's got a young horse, but she's also got a full-time job.
Right. What's her full-time job? What's she doing?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay, fair enough. But she's working, which is important.
She's working.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you get to go up and see him, and I know they get down to Florida, and Susie's been a friend for a long time, so it's great you get to go up and see her, and it was cool when I got to know you, knowing her and putting that all together was pretty neat for me. So.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah, it's great.
It's been a great pleasure to meet you and Jen, too, believe me.
Especially Jen. I'm okay. She's pretty great. She keeps the ship running for sure. Well, listen, Jeremy, I really appreciate you taking the time.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, you've been great, and I know everybody's going to love to hear your story. So when the memoir comes out and you get it published and it is a New York Times bestseller, you got to make sure that you let us know when it comes up for sale and gets released so that we can let our whole audience know that as well.
Once you've read it, I'd like to talk to you.
Okay. Happy to. I've read, probably, you're going to love this, I've probably read, the last time I read a whole book was probably 15 to 20 years ago.
Well, read the whole one.
I'll read the whole book. Rick is a big reader. Briggs is a big reader. Jen is a big reader, although hers seem to be like those Harlequin romance type novels more than any proper reading, but we'll give it to her. I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm really excited and appreciate that you sent it over. So that'll be great. And thank you for coming in. I know you got to drive back home. So
No, I don't.
You don't?
I'm going to be driven.
Oh, even better. Jan, I know you have a drive back home. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for watching this episode. It's been an honor having Jeremy here. And make sure, if you guys have any issues with any of your horse trailers, you take them into Horse Trailer Pros. They're a great company. They take care of everything here for us and for Rick and Briggs as well. So if you have any issues with your horse trailers, go check them out. Matt and his team will take care of you, and we will catch you guys on the next one. We have an awesome show for you guys today.
The greatest inventor of all time.
Good news for the sport.